right, let's write our equations in our point-slope form. So remember, this is our y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, where x1 and y1 are a point on our line, and our m is our slope. Remember, when we were pulling the point out, we had to change the signs. So we're going to do the same thing, change signs for the point from here to here. So how are we going to write it in this form given slope and point? So we're going to identify our m, our slope. So it's given to us, so this is my m. And then we're going to identify the points, and we're going to change the signs. I combined those words. And then we'll plug it into our equation. So here's my point. This is my x1 and y1. So when I go to write this, my y1 is positive 9, so I'm going to put minus 9 equals my m is 2, open parentheses, x1, it's negative 1, so I'm going to change it to plus 1. And then that's it. We're just plugging in that information. We just have to remember to change the signs. So my slope and my points. So y negative 8 to plus 8 equals negative 3/5 x. That's a positive 4, so minus 1. This is my m, this is my x, and this is my y. So we've got y negative 10 is a plus 10 equals negative 4 times x. Negative 7 is a plus 7. Okay. We've got, this is my m, this is my point. Y, we got positive 2, so minus 2 equals 1/4 times x plus 0. Minus 0, it really doesn't matter. You might also see this one written as y minus 2 equals 1/4 x, because that number is 0. It kind of drops off. Alright, so if we're given our table, we're going to have to calculate slope, and then identify our point, and then plug into our equation. So remember my slope formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. x1, y1, x2, y2. So we would have negative 1 minus negative 2 over negative 3 minus negative 6. And our slope here would be 1 over 3. So this is my m is 1 over 3. Identify a point. It doesn't matter which point you use in here. So all of our equations could look different. So I'm going to use this x and this y. So that's a positive 1, so I'm going to change it to negative 1. My slope is 1/3. X is a positive 3, so it's minus 3. You could have used this point, and you could have used this point. It's all the same. So, same thing here. Calculate slope. So it's x1, y1, x2, y2. Again, it doesn't matter which 2 you use to calculate slope, as long as you are plugging it in. So this is negative 2. That is my m. Again, it doesn't matter. Oh, let me erase the one. I'm going to use, this time I'm going to use this x and this y. So that's a positive 5, so it's y minus 5 equals my slope of negative 2, x, that's a negative 1, so that's plus 5. Given 2 points, I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to calculate my slope, use one of those points, identify the point, plug in the information into the equation. So, this is x1, y1, x2, y2. I've got negative 1 minus 7, 1 minus negative 3, and that is negative 2. So my m is negative 2. Y, I'm going to use this second one just for fun. That's y is negative 1, so I'm going to plus 1 equals negative 2 times x, that's a positive 1, minus 1. Again, you could have used that point, either one. I'm not going to do the rest on these videos. We're going to jump to these word problems. So, word problem first, and then we'll do the graph. We would need to calculate or identify our slope in the word problem, identify point given, and then plug into our equation. So, a recording studio student charges musicians. I think that was supposed to be studio. Studio charges musicians an initial fee plus an hourly fee to record an album. The total cost for 5 hours is $425. The total cost for 12 hours is $950. Write the equation, blah, 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 in point slope form. Okay, since it gives us for 5 hours, it costs $425. Hey, look, that's a point. For 12 hours, it costs $950. There's another point. So we're going to have to calculate our slope, just like we've been doing. 950 minus 425, 12 minus 5. Our slope is 75. This is M. So now I can write my equation. It doesn't matter which one of these I use. I'm going to do minus 950 equals 75 times x minus 12. It's just the same process. Words you got to pull up some information from. Alright, if we're given a graph, we're going to have to do the same thing. Calculate our slope, identify a point, and plug into our equation. So, calculate our slope. We have this point right here, which is 0, 4, and this point right here, which is 4, 5. So 5 minus 4, 4 minus 0 equals 1/4. So my slope is 1/4. Excuse me. See, I'm going to use this point 4, 5 for my x and y. So minus 5 equals 1/4 x minus 5. Alright, same thing over and over and over.